Like, I wish that she could stay longer to take care of us. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Princess here as usual, and today you can see from the title, today is a story time. It's like consistency, back to back. And I've currently just been feeling like doing story times outside, in an open air. Like, my mind should be open to think of the details. Okay. Okay, so today I'm thinking about two contents that I'm thinking, but I'm going to talk about how I watched my mother die. I know it's nothing to be happy about, but I'm just going to make myself as comfortable as I can. I just thought of these things. I think it looks so pretty, so why not do this? Is a place where I come to bask in the sun, so we are doing this story here. Okay, so where do I start? April 5th is usually my mother's death anniversary, so that is when I remember her death and all that. And first of all, I never knew the date of my mother's death. I don't even think that date is accurate. Maybe it's when she died or when she was buried, because I took that date from the death certificate that everyone is usually given, like the family, and the one that you, us as the children, need it for ID application and so many other, like, it's an important document for many of the things that we get to apply for. So I knew this date like last year, like 2019. Yeah, 2019. No, I can't remember. Like, before I joined uni, I guess it was 2016, and that's when I was like, okay. My mother died in 2005, and I was 7-8 years old. Then in 2005, I didn't understand what, of course you don't understand what death is, like, you're still young and all that stuff. But my mother used to do some things, like different kind of jobs here and there. She was a really hardworking woman, and this April 5th, I just used to, like, remember why she died, like all that. Like, I only knew the cause of her death like last year, 2019, after like 15 years of, like, us knowing that it was just, we didn't even know why she died, the cause of her death. We were just being told different things. I didn't know that it's not really right. Like, there was stigma around the cause of her death. If you're clever, you will get to know, but I'm not going to say exactly why. So I was this 7, 8, let's use the age 7, okay? 7 years, and maybe I turned 8 by the time she was dying. Yes, let's say this 8-year-old girl, I was so tiny. Like, right now I'm tiny. Now I'm imagining how tiny I was at that period of my life. So yeah, we used to live in a certain town that is just in the same county as my mother's land, like home county. And we used to live with my mom and her brother and us twins. So her brother, who is my uncle, who ended up, like, taking the responsibility for my mom after she died, was like a nanny to us. Like, he was the best uncle in my life. Like, the day that I prosper and God blesses me, he will be the first person I will have to bless. Like, what? Taking care of twins since we were born. Now, you need to understand that my dad was not in my life ever when I was young. Maybe financially, yes, he was just providing and all that stuff. And I hope, Daddy, you're not watching this video, because you are going to be sad, and I'm just speaking that fucking truth. Okay, he was not in my life at that period of time. We were only like the 4 of us, like I have mentioned, and yeah, we just lived life. My mom was such a beautiful lady. Like, her twin, like, the 2 of us are twins, yes, but we are fraternal twins, like I and my sister. My sister looks like my dad, and I look like my mom. We just balanced that way. So she used to work so hard for us. And something that I don't remember so much about my childhood, to be honest. Like, that life, I wish I could relive it every single day. But I remember that every Saturday she used to take us out. Like, we go in a different, like a certain city or a town, we go have some fun, either go swimming or go, like, playgrounds for children, like children activities. She was dope. That was my mom. And on Sunday, I remember we used to go and visit grandma and grandpa. back in the village. Maybe it wasn't like every weekend, but it was most often, as I can remember right now. So yeah, that is how it was. Like, life was so sweet, so simple. As a child, you can't expect me to remember everything. Like, before she died, like, our lives were comfortable. We used to wear like outfits, because we are twins, like outfits that look alike. Like, she took care of everything, like most of the things by herself. We went to good schools, like private schools. Like, my mom made sure that we went in good schools. Yes, my father maybe participated in the financial thingies, I guess so. So yes, apparently my mom was more of a single mom. Yeah, she wasn't really married to my father, so she was like a single mom. And yeah, anyway, so years went by, and then it comes to this year 2005. I can't remember when exactly it started, but let me say 2004ish. At the end, my mother began to be sick. I remember seeing her, like, we used to go with her everywhere, like, yeah. So I remember we used to go for eye checkups, so that means she was sick in the eye. I remember she used to have some chest issues. Somehow she began being sick and coughing and what. And when she died, people used to tell us that she died of tuberculosis. Others said some crazy illness. There was no like straightforward thing of why she died. That was it until last year when I found out. So yeah, when those illness started like deteriorating her health, she couldn't take care of us alone in that town, being able to pay the rent. It was a beautiful house, like where we lived. It was such a beautiful house. Right now they're still there, but they're pretty old. So when this health started being so like hell of a ride, like it was hell, she couldn't take care of us anymore. And we had to like move to the village, like with everything we had. Like, wasn't really everything, no, like we had to move to the village to live there for a while. I think she just knew that she was going to die, or maybe she chose that path. Maybe she chose to give up, because as per my knowledge, she could have undergone treatment and all that to maintain her health, but maybe she just gave up. That is what I think, and I feel like I haven't forgiven her for that. So we had to go back to the village. We went to just like we were leaving, my uncle and my sister, like we were still young, 37 years old of age. We went to the village, like packed our things and went to the village. And my mother's business, why they used to say that she died of TB, but it wasn't, was or maybe because she suffered it in her journey of life. She was a petrol station worker, so maybe they used that because of inhaling the petrol and all that. Comment down below if you think it does affect your chest, but I think yeah, it has to affect. And they were doing in that petrol station with her elder brother. So yeah, like the firstborn in their family. That was it. We went back to the village, and the health became worse. She couldn't eat anything. You know, the way I remember they used to give her porridge with aloe vera inside, like goat milk, to try to give her strength. But I think she just couldn't keep up, and she gave up. Like, she was the first to die out of her sisters and brothers. I think she just gave up. She couldn't hold it. I'm saying this trying to understand why she did what she did. So yeah, the health became worse. She being carried outside, like being washed. She couldn't do anything. All her clothes and stuff were brought back. Like, my mom was like a diva on her own, like earrings, like necklaces. Later on, my grandmom, the mother to my mom, told me that she was the one who could have changed the situation of our home. Like, we couldn't be this less privileged all these years up to now. Like, she was a dreamer, like always on the move, like working hard, trying to change and, you know, to make people happy, like to change the situation of our family. But when she died, everything got shattered, and just my family remained to deteriorate and just became worse, and no one could step up to fulfill her dreams for her. So I still believe that if she could be alive, our lives could be better. So this day, the health becomes worse, and then we live in a mud hut. Like, the traditional houses in our area are made out of mud. So there were 3 rooms in my grandmother's house: the sitting room, bedroom, and another extra room, and another extra room. I think there were 4 rooms. So there is this one room that was kind of free. Right now it is actually being used for like a cow shed where cows sleep at night. So yeah, So this one room that was just next to the back door, there was the front door and the back door, is where my mom was being laid and taken care of and all that. So I remember she was outside and her health just became worse. She became weak, she became thinner. They carried her from the I think she instructed her sister and my grandma, to carry her. So they carry you with the mattress and put her inside the room. And then you see the way there is this corner of the room. This is the room and this is the corner. I was here, like, just peeping through, trying to see what are these people doing to my mother. And then I think it was her time, like, to go. Like, let me say maybe she fought enough for her life, so it was time for her, like, to die, and she knew it. I don't know, people know how when they are going to die, but not everyone. Others is just a tragic death. So as I'm peeping, I see they lay her down. This sister was like the middle sister, the second girl in the family, but she's dead right now too. Oh, may their soul rest in peace. She's dead too, and she died at her sister's house, who's now the last lady, but her, at least she's still alive. So they lay her down. I see that they put her hands straight. You know the way people die and they lie you down and you're facing up and you're just like this. I need you to feature the way people are in a coffin. So they lay her down like that, like flat, and the hands are like this. And then she saw me. Guys, I think I'm about to cry thinking about this now. Sometimes you don't know that you're really in pain until you start talking to someone about it. Sometimes you just bash it out, like you don't want to think about it. So like they lay her down, and then because she's weak, I remember the look in her eyes, like, whew. I remember the look in her eyes, like she turned, like, when you're lying down and then you turn this way, and then she looked at me like eye to eye. I don't remember where my sister was at that time. I guess she was with the other people outside or whatever, but I guess I was a mommy girl, or maybe like I was the baby. I was smaller than my sister, so she looked aside and then she just turned. And now I've stopped hiding. I've just surfaced myself. I should have carried some serviettes out here because and then I just appeared, and then I saw, I think she just turned. Like, when I think about the look in her eyes right now, trust me, I've never thought about this all these years until now when I'm telling this story. She looked back. I could see like pity in her eyes, like I see giving up, like I see her being so weak, like she had no choice. Like, I wish that she could stay longer to take care of us. And she turned back, looked up, looked at their sisters. I think her sister saw me. I don't think grandma was there. I think it was just her sister, and then her sister helped her to like close the eyes, and that is how my mom died. Right before my eyes, I saw her like breathing her last breath. Then I didn't understand. I look ugly crying for sure. Then I didn't understand that was death. What was happening, I didn't understand until later in life when a teenager. Then I understood, wow, that is just how my mother died. And the burial started. I remember the day of the burial, me and my sister wore the same dresses, and then they put flowers on you. I don't know how those flowers are called, like, the burials, and then they put flowers on you. We were so young. Like, I remember seeing those pictures later, but I think right now none of them is existing. Like, they got lost and we burned some of them, just to stop remembering some stuff, and for your mental health too. So yeah, we really cried that last day, the burial day, where there is a sermon, people gather in the compound, and there were a lot of people from her church. My mother's church was Salvation Army. People from her church, from my grandfather's church, because my grandfather was a pastor then. Not really a pastor, but one of the elders in church. So their church has to stand up for the burial. There were so many people. Our family didn't have enough money to cater for burials. That is why I hate funerals, because you're coming to to take every little bit thing that has remained for the people who wamefiwa. It uses a lot of money. I don't know, the last day you should kill a cow and all those stuff. We didn't have money to cater for the burial, so I think that is where my dad came in. But he didn't come to the burial. That is something so sad. I remember my aunt, now the sister to my mom, they just met in a certain town and gave the money for the burial, and then that is how it was. And my mom was buried, like, the way I remember the last thing we did was you take the net. When in our community, when you die during a burial, on the coffin we lay a net on top, and there are specific people who do that. So I remember me and my sister held the net with the help of uncles and aunts and put the net, and then when it's time to lay you down 6 feet under, they do that, and then the prayers start, and then you put the soil, and then you like surround the coffin and dance around, and like just giving someone a befitting burial. We never took our mom to the mortuary because of the money. We couldn't afford. So like, in our family, in fact, we don't take anyone to mortuary unless you died so far away from home, so you need to be preserved. So we just call an attendant at home to take care of you, and then that was it. I used to see my mother being taken care of. Like, I was that curious girl. I've always been that adventurous, so even if you hide me away, I will still stand at a distance and watch the way they put those things on your nose, and they take care of her outside there on the compound outside. Yeah, the last thing everyone has flowers. You put flowers on the grave, and that is how the burial was over. Like, the last time I saw my mom, like, I have the memory of my mom, and that was it, guys. And then, when we really had long hairs, like, I'm telling you, my mom was a diva, a sassy, like a queen, always on top. We used to have long hairs, like up to here. Trust me, guys, they shaved us that hair because culture believes that when your parents dies, you have to shave off your hair, and that is the day that we went bald for years, up to I started keeping my hair when I joined high school. Up to all those years we went bald, because even if we could have maintained that hair, even if besides culture, trust me, we couldn't maintain that hair because of the financial crisis that we went through growing up. And yeah, that is my story. That was it. I still hate that culture belief. Like, when we cried, we never wanted to shave our hair. We like battled with the uncles and ran or whatever, but they shaved us at night. So when you wake up in the morning, the hair is gone, and we had to accept it. And that is my story, guys, how I watched my mom died. I didn't expect to cry, to be honest. I didn't expect to cry. I didn't think it could be this emotional, but it is what it is. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm just trying to heal my childhood traumas, and that is trauma number 2. The rest will be coming and loading, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. If you've gotten to this end, thank you.